Hey Coach, it's Joe Salas. Today we're talking run game. When I got ready to start putting these videos together, I figured out pretty quick if I went day by day on insertion, we'd be covering about eight plays. But if I went play by play, we could do it in 4. So today we'll cover run game. Our first day one insert for run game is the counter. The counter is the play that changed everything for our offense. It was the play that took us from being a soft air raid team into a team that had the ability to smash mouth you if you didn't take care of business in the run. It also affected the defense. I used to feel like back in the day that defenses took all week drawing up fancy blitzes and worrying about our quick screens, where now today they better spend all week worrying about our counter, and then in the second tier plays is going to be pass game, so it helps our pass game also. All right, here's how it works. We put a quick screen on both sides. We got that from ECU a few years ago. The outside guy takes one step up, one step back, one step in. Number 2 guy is going 1 yard in front of the outside guy, and he's taking most dangerous. Usually that's going to be number 1. A quarterback is checking the walk players, and this becomes a pre on the front side and a pre and post on the back side. So if the walk players are messing around at all, they're showing blitz, they're faking blitz, anytime we think we got 2-on-1 on the outside, quarterback's going to take it right now. On the backside, once he reads the backside end, if the backside end is working hard to tackle the back and he thinks he's got a chance to tackle him, he's going to pull it just like zone read. Immediately he gets his eyes on the walk. The walk 9 out of 10 times is going to attack the quarterback. Once he pulls it, he flips it out there because now he's got a 2-on-1 again. So it's been a good addition to our run game. We try to do it as often as we can. Obviously, if it's an outside play, the front side's got to stop, but we'll almost always have on the back side, we'll have this concept going on. All right, now when it gets to the counter, first, we are 2-foot splits. We are max off the ball. Our helmet's just barely breaking the plane of the center's butt. That's an air raid thing that helps us in pass pro, but we think it helps us in the run game too. For counter, gap down backers are rule. I've got this thing drawn up in a 4-4. Typically, teams put the B gap player away from our back, but we don't care. That's the beauty of this one. It's like inside zone, and we don't care how the defense is lined up. This is our hang our hat on play. We're going to run it. All right, in this situation, we've got a B gap on this side, so both of them step to it. We're running a power double right here. It's not a traditional combo. The guard will come off. If this backside backer tries to backdoor us in the A gap, he'll come off and take them. But if he's going over the top, scraping over the top, we're power doubling that thing and make him bubble around us. Gap down backer, so the center is going to block back on the A gapper. The guard is going to pull and kick the defensive end, and the backside tackle is going to wrap for play side backer. Quarterback has parallel feet, toes are at 5. The F is going to counter step. The counter is strictly for timing. We're not trying to fool anybody with that thing. It's just timing up the play. Quarterback has his feet parallel. He points the ball at his read. So right now his read is the defensive end. He points the ball at the defensive end to make his read, and we're sticking it up in there. If we get a hard chase, the quarterback will pull it, get his eyes on the walk, and we'll play that game there. Obviously, looking at this, if you've run counter before, you know this is where it happens. This defensive end has to do a great job. If he spills it, we're going to log it and go around him, but we want to kick it. We want to kick it and get into the C gap. It's a C gap play for us. We will, one tag that we immediately put in, we put it on day one, we'll call Q. So this play is 25-24 to us. Counter to the left, counter to the right. If we tag a Q on it, that just means we're running a switch. So particularly if we've got a pesky backside defensive end that's causing some trouble, now when they switch it, in this situation, just to show you the switch, F would be here, everything would look the same. Now he would block this guy, we would ride him, and now the quarterback's running. So Q to us just means it's a switch, the quarterback's running the play. So that would be 25 Q to us is how that would work. All right, so this is it. This is bread and butter to us. This is where this is day one, most important run to us. Day two, we put in the zone. For us, zone is an outside zone play. So we'll keep the same front just to keep it simple. On the zone play, we do not overcoach it because we're affecting that defensive end so much with just running the play. In order for him to stop the counter, he's got to be squeezing and playing tough. So our rule is bucket, cross, run. We want elephants on parade. We're not being too fancy with it because this guy has to play so aggressive that normally we get this block no problem. Same thing would be in the B gap. Bucket, cross. Same thing here, bucket, cross, run. If there's no contact in 3 steps, he works up to the next level, stay on your track. Bucket, cross, run, no contact in 3 steps, work up, stay on your tracks. Fullback now, and typically we'll cheat this thing down into the B gap on outside plays. We'll cheat him to the B gap, and then it is full speed, run as fast as you can, 3 yards outside the last man on the line of scrimmage, hit it just like you hit hash, number, sideline, get out the gate on it. We do read his backside end. We still are playing the game on the backside, but honestly, he doesn't pull it very often. On the front side, because it's an outside play, now these guys have to stop coming out on the front side, but backside stays the same. Outside zone, 28. This is 29, 28 to us. And it is an effective play, not because we coach it so well, but because of how the defense is forced to play to stop the counter. It ends up giving the outside zone as a gimme play. Day 3 insertion is our dart. And our dart play for us is we tell all the skill players that dart is the exact same play as counter to us. So let's draw it up the same way just to be simple. For the skill guys, dart is counter. So this play for us is 23-22. But when the skill guys hear that, they're hearing it just like it's counter. So everything is the same for the skill guys, with maybe the exception that the F has to know whether it's going to be an open A or an open B. Because in this situation, he's going to end up hitting it in the A gap, where normally he's looking to be out here in the BC gap area. All right, so our rules: play side, base blocks. For the interior 3, we base the B, we double the A. So guard has a B, he's going to base it. Center guard have an A, they're going to double it. Same double. We're going to power double this thing. The only reason we come off is if he tries to backdoor us, then the guard would come off. If he's trying to scrape over the top, we're going to power this thing and make him bubble over the top of it. Tackle is pulling for the play side, and we're reading here. All the rules are the same. He's only going to pull it if this guy's working hard and he thinks he's got a chance to tackle the back. He's going to pull it, get his eyes on the wheel, then we're playing this game out on the back side. Fullback will counter step just like normal. He knows there's an A gap open, so we're sticking it up in here. Quarterback's making his read and it's on. We can cue this thing just like we do on counter. We don't do it as much, but we if it turns into a night where they're giving us a front we really like and we want to run dart over and over, then that is a night we will probably run some cues off of it. So it's no big deal because it's the same play to the skill guys. Day 4 insertion, we're putting in our counter read. Not our counter read, our power read. So we're running a power scheme, and we try to run that thing as close to a traditional power scheme as we can. We'll give it the same front just to stay consistent. When we teach this thing, obviously an outside play, so play side has to stop. Backside still got their quick screen going on. All the same rules apply, although there's not really a backside read, but it would be a pre-snap read. If the walk's messing around, he'll whip it out there because we got 2-on-1, and we're going to take 2-on-1 anytime we can get 2-on-1. All right, blocking wise, it's traditional. So we got a power double right here. He'll only come off that backside backer is trying to backdoor the A gap. He's blocking back. He is squeezing and hinging, and the guard, backside guard is going to skip pull, and he's gonna get to this guy, whether it's here or whether he comes around the double. It's just how that thing works out. We tell F, you're running this thing exactly like 29, the outside zone. So this to us is 27, 26, and really we would put an O in front of it. So it'd be O26, O27, O26. He's running, he'd be in the B gap, and he's running his 29. He's running as wide open as fast as he can. Now quarterbacks, we've got 2 skips. We're reading this guy. If he sits, we're handing it off, we got a nice play. If he widens, quarterback sticks it up, runs, and he's running the power himself. Again, we can do the pre-snap on the backside, but there's no backside read, so it would be a pre-snap, it wouldn't be a post-snap in this situation. So this is O27, O26, and you know, I think I said when we were talking about insertion that probably day 1 insertion, we're gonna get in pistol and run a really traditional power O, but pretty quick we're getting to our power read stuff, and this is how it's gonna look on game night. So there's our 4 runs. I know I went through it quick. I hope I didn't speed through it too quick, but you know, it all comes down to if we can make the counter go, we're gonna have a good night. We feel comfortable that if you're giving us counter, we're gonna take counter. We're 50-50. We'd like to run counter 50 times, or we'd like to throw it 50 times. We don't care which way. We're gonna take what the defense is giving us. So counter, zone, dart, power, those are the 4 we hang our hat on, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Tomorrow we'll go through all of our screens, and we'll go through the whole insertion schedule that way. Do all the normal stuff, YouTube stuff. If you like it, like it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that, and comment. Comment below, give me your feedback, tell me what you like, tell me how you block it. Remember, we're trading 1 for 1. I give you a good idea, I'd like a good idea from you. Thank you, coaches.